This is one of the new fastest gaming magnetic keyboards. It's even faster than the Wooting 80HE, apparently. But yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. Now that seems to be everything inside the box. Very nice premium secured packaging. All of that you will be needing, actually more than you will be needing, will come with the keyboard. Really love the traveling case over here. But okay, first impressions on the keyboard. I think it looks very clean. I got the dark side variation over here, black front to back. But you can also get it in the blue-black variation that you can also see on the EZ63. Now it can be personal preference, but I think the dark side just looks so much cleaner over here. But yeah, other than the looks, it also feels very high quality with the full aluminum case. It does have some weight. Now for the keycaps, since I got the dark side variation, these should be the side printed translucent keycaps. Very high quality and see-through. But if you decide to go for the blue-black, it's gonna be double shot PBT keycaps. Now for the switches, I got the one from IQUNIX. These are their new esports tuned X magnetic switches. I kinda gave you guys a little sound test earlier, but your closed bottom, very stable, minimal wiggle wobble. It does have a single rail design, as you can see over here. If we open it up, let's take the top shell over here, and yeah, here is the single rail design. As you can see, it's really secured in there, but what really makes it more stable is the top shell over here with the box stem sides over here as well. And this is also apparently pre-lubed, so yeah, we can expect the smoothness. But another thing is it has a larger magnet and an upgraded electromagnetic induction system with over 50% increase in magnetic flux, which will apparently result in more consistent performance and reliability in every keystroke. But yeah, let's close this switch just like so. But yeah, I don't really have any problems with the sound and the feel of these switches. Very nice. But if you don't like these switches, you can also get this keyboard with the Gateron Magnetic Jade Pros. And of course, meaning this keyboard is also hot swappable with other Gateron like magnetic switches. Anyways, here's a sound test of the keyboard with the switches and the keycaps on. Now I think it sounds and feels amazing typing on this keyboard. I really love it. I think it sounds screamy. What do you think? But yeah, it apparently has an esports gasket structure. I mean, I can feel a little bit of bounce, but it's still pretty stiff. But that's probably why they call it esports, because to hit the 0.005mm precision, the structure has to be stiff, apparently. But yeah, you can see all of the layers inside. Very nice efforts. Really like that. I did hear a little bit of rattle on the spacebar, but still very decent. I could hear the efforts they made. I mean, as you can see, there is some silicone over here. I'm not sure if you can see it through the camera, but there is also some lube over there on the stabilizers. Definitely helps with the rattliness. But yeah, I have no problems with the sound. The solid CNC aluminum build case over here definitely had a part to play as well in making the keyboard sound more premium. But yeah, very nice sounds. But okay, enough with the quality and the sounds. How about the performance? Now, of course, this is a magnetic keyboard. It does have adjustable actuation points. Now, I kind of mentioned it earlier already on the esports gasket stuff. But yeah, it does have a 0.005mm rapid trigger accuracy. Very accurate, but will will you notice the difference between 0.01 and 0.005? Probably not. But it also has 8,000 Hz polling rate and 16,000 Hz scanning rate. And they don't just give us the theoretical latency, they actually tested this and they got a 0.18 milliseconds. They actually sent me a lot of graphs over here. They even tested it with the Wooting ATHE and the Razer Huntsman V3 Pro. And from the results over here, the Huntsman V3 Pro comes in 1.7 milliseconds, while the ATHE 0.4 milliseconds. And lastly again for the EZ80, it's on 0.18 milliseconds. Now will you notice the difference between those? Probably not. But hey, for those that really wants the lowest milliseconds, then you got it over here. But yeah, if you're interested on the testing tool they used, it's apparently the Star Spark Analyzer. Now those are definitely amazing results, but not gonna lie, I also want to test it out for myself. And I've been also getting a lot of comments telling me to test it out. Now I'm with you guys, I really want to test it out, so we just have to wait a little bit because I actually do have some products, materials coming that if everything goes well, it will help us see the latency on these keyboards and actually compare it to other magnetic keyboards on the lowest milliseconds. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably make a video about it. But yeah, anyways, very impressive performance on the EZ80 over here that we're gonna be checking out more later. But yeah, other than that, it also has all of the features you will be needing: SOCD, mod tap, toggle key, that we're gonna be checking out in its web-based software. So without further ado, let's go ahead and plug this keyboard in and see its RGB. Wow, that is very bright, especially with the see-through keycaps over here. You can definitely see the RGB. But okay, I have the website where you can buy this keyboard from. It will be first link in the description. Now just click the user guide and software over here. Now I was trying to find the EZ80, but I don't think they've updated it yet. But the EZ60, EZ63 software should work fine. So just click the web app over there and there we go. And if you cannot find the connect button, you might have to remove these guys. So like, you know, like that. But yeah, it is very easy and simple to connect the keyboard. Now first we're greeted with the key map. We can remap the buttons over here, even change layers. Now you can see we can have quick profile change shortcuts as well. Now before we actually go further, I think I did see a firmware update available, so yeah, let's just do that. And it's very easy to update the firmware of this keyboard. You don't have to download anything, just go ahead and click update while your keyboard is connected, and there we go. We're now in the latest version. But yeah, I also want to give a little disclaimer that you cannot really customize much the office profile and the esports profile, but yeah, hopefully they change this in the future. I'm still very happy they provided this stuff. This is probably the actuation point you're going to be using when you're using it for office or for work, productivity, whatever. But yeah, for the custom profile, this is where I like to set my gaming profile. As you can see, I kind of messed with it already, but yeah, we'll get back to that later. Now for the lighting, we're already at the max brightness. We can do our custom if we don't like any of these, but there is a lot. Dang, I might actually keep this. Okay, there seems to be a little bug for my A and D. It's not showing colors for the reactive one, at least. My guess is it's because on SOCD. Yeah, just a little bug they have to fix, I guess. Very easy to fix. Maybe while you're watching this video it is already fixed. I'm gonna stick to the left to right cycle right now. Very customizable. We can even choose our own color. I'm very satisfied with my light settings. Moving on to the performance tab. Now I'm not gonna go to too much details on my reasons why I set these specific settings, because I already made a separate video for that. But yeah, you can go down to as low as 0.1 millimeters for the actuation point. Let me actually do that on my WASD and spacebar. Okay, there is some accidental actuations happening. Let's do a quick calibration over here. Okay, we're still experiencing accidental activations actually on 0.1. So let's do 0.15. Okay, that fixed that. No more accidental activations. Very sensitive. But yeah, we can also choose different modes. We do have tournament mode, esports mode, fury mode, and infinite mode. Infinite mode will enable the fastest rapid trigger sensitivities, or most precise, I meant. So yeah, as you can see, I have my press and deactivate rapid trigger on 0.005 millimeters. And yeah, I also like having a bottom safety dead zone of 0.1 millimeters. On the left over here, make sure to choose the switch if any of these is your switch. But if it's none of these, it's still okay as long as you know the max distance of your switch, the travel distance. But yeah, after you set it, just make sure you click save. But yeah, I have no problems on the performance tab. Very nice and easy to customize the actuation points. Now I actually kind of forgot to go through this little bar. You cannot really customize it, or at least at the moment. But yeah, on default it kind of has the left to right cycle effect. It just goes through different colors. But another thing it's used for is an indicator for the different profiles. As you can see, For the office, it lights up the middle. For the esports, on the right side. Let's actually use the shortcut. So for the custom, it will light up the left over there. But yeah, other than this bar, we also have another one over here on the top left for the caps locked indicator. Very nice. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the pro keys. As you saw earlier, this is where I set the SOCD. I did have the A and the D, but other than the SOCD, we also have Rapid Snappy, Mod Tap, DKS, and Toggle Key. Pretty much all of the features that you will be needing will be over here. And then moving on to the professional presets. Again, if you're interested on my presets, I have a separate video for that. But yeah, we also have TENS, ASPAS, Jing. Pro players I know actually because I play a lot of Valorant. But yeah, with a single click, you'll have a similar setup with them. Very nice. And then yeah, lastly, key calibration. Again, you can do all these stuffs, even test the keys you have. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the software. We have settings. You can get the user guide, reset to default, other settings, check for updates, change the language on the top right. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with the software over here. Very nice and easy to access. All of the features you will be needing is over here as well. Now, I didn't really see any ways to change the polling rate on the software, but I'm guessing it's set to the max. So here's Keyboard Inspector. Not sure how accurate Keyboard Inspector is, but yeah, here are the results for those interested. As you can see, very accurate, 8,000 Hz polling rate. Here are the results. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and play with this keyboard more. Behind us. Oh, behind.
One enemy remaining.
Wait,
Go, push up.
Last player
Push,
standing.
push.
Nice one.
wow.
Go.
Spike down A.
Just go, bro. You got stunned.
One enemy remaining.
I got.
Mark.
I'll handle
Get
this.
some in.
Last player
Ah.
standing.
Here.
TD, fighting. I'm low.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
Hide.
One enemy remaining.
Ako mali dash ko.
One side.
Careful now. Engineers down.
Jet mid. That's over side.
Oh, you ain't coming back.
So after playing and testing with the IQUNIX EZ80, here's my experience so far. Now, as you saw from the gameplay, it didn't hold me back when I was gaming. The keyboard just felt so responsive. I was able to perform my best. All of the features worked. The rapid trigger, as soon as I let go of the keys, it does deactivate instantly. The low actuation point keys, it does activate as soon as I press them. The SOCD, the features worked perfectly. I didn't really encounter any issues with it, and especially the spacebar. I did point out on the EZ63, the spacebar kind of double clicking on very sensitive settings, but with this one it did not double click even though I had pretty sensitive settings. I think it was on 0.005 millimeters rapid trigger and 0.15 millimeters on the actuation. So yeah, even though with those sensitive settings, it still did not double click, making it good for typing even though you are on your gaming profile. But yeah, again, you can FN combination keys to switch profiles, which is very easy and very instant. I noticed that you also don't have to hold it for 5 seconds anymore. You can just FN P and then it immediately switches to that profile, whatever it is set to. But yeah, it's just been an amazing gaming experience. Now for my daily use and typing, I really love the layout, TKL. All of the necessary keys that you will be needing is over here. It worked like a perfect productivity keyboard as well, other than gaming. It also felt amazing typing on this keyboard. I mean, you saw the efforts in making the keyboard sound good. The switches are also pretty nice. I have no problems with the sound and the feel. And it just looks so clean and good on my setup, again with the RGB on, and you can also get very customizable with the RGB. And even if you have the RGB off, it's very clean, all black. I'm just having an amazing experience with this keyboard. So would I recommend it? Definitely. But for the price, I can see some people having problems with that. Because the cheapest you can get this keyboard for is around $255 with my discount code MIGSS. That is not really on the budget side of things. And that is also with the normal blue and black color and the magnetic jade pros, which are not bad. But if you want the dark side, you're gonna add an extra $10. And if you want the X magnetic switches, it's gonna be another $20. So to be specific, this exact variation over here that I got, it's gonna cost you around $284 with my discount code MIGSS. So yeah, to be honest, it's definitely on the premium price side of things. But I mean, the premiumness you're also getting on the keyboard is pretty nice. I think the price for value you're getting is pretty similar, if not more for some, compared to the Wooting 80HE. And again, according to the test showed, this is apparently faster than the Wooting 80HE. Though I can still see some people preferring the Wooting 80HE, especially if you like the gamepad feature and you like that software. I mean, I agree, the Utility is an amazing software, but this pretty much has all of the features that I personally need. So if you play similar games like the ones I play and you don't really use the gamepad feature, then I can definitely see the software of this keyboard being good enough. Now, since we're comparing it to the Wooting 80HE, to be honest, I kinda like the looks of this more, the IQUNIX EZ80, the Dark Side RS, and I kinda prefer the X magnetic switches, the pre-installed over here. And hey, apparently it's better than other magnetic switches. Oh, and by the way, the X magnetic switches are apparently only exclusive and will only work for this keyboard, but I've heard some people saying that the X magnetic switches also work on other magnetic keyboards, but I'm guessing the X magnetic switches, since it's made for this keyboard, it will just perform better over here. But yeah, so for around that price, $284, do I think the EZ80 is still worth it? Do I think it's worth it? Well, if I can say the Wooting 80HE is worth it for around that price, then yes, of course, I think this is still worth it. Again, apparently this is faster and it pretty much has all of the features and it is better in some aspects compared to the Wooting 80HE. So yeah, I think this is worth it. But even though I think this keyboard is worth it, I can definitely see the price not being for everyone, especially if you're on a budget. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to recommend this to you because that is not a budget price. And it does have some competition. But if you're looking for one of the most premium 80% magnetic keyboards, you're a huge fan of all of the features I just mentioned earlier, then yeah, I would still recommend this. I think this is worth it. Do I think it's better than the Wooting 80HE? Should you get this over the Wooting 80HE? Well, again, it depends on you. I can see some people preferring this with the looks, and again, if you really care about the milliseconds, even though there's a very low chance you'll be able to feel the difference, then yeah, this is apparently faster. But yeah, another reason is again the switches, the stock switches at least, the looks, the keycaps, and especially the performance. Yeah, I can definitely see this keyboard being preferred by a lot of people compared to the Wooting 80HE. But I can also see a lot of people liking still the Wooting 80HE. Again, it can totally be personal preference, and the utility is just amazing from Wooting. At the end of the day, both keyboards still has its own customers, but I would definitely recommend this keyboard, the EZ80 from IQUNIX. But yeah, if you're interested, I'll be putting this keyboard first link in the description. Please use my discount code MIGSS. You will get some discounts and it will really support me and the channel a lot. I would really appreciate it. And those will also be my affiliate links, so I would really appreciate it if you can use those when buying this keyboard, anything from IQUNIX store. My discount code also works for the whole IQUNIX store. But yeah, it would really support me a lot. Would really appreciate it. And I want to give a little disclaimer that this keyboard is sent to me by IQUNIX, but that won't change my review. Everything that you've heard me say about this keyboard are all my honest opinions and review. But yeah, I pray and hope that this video helped you in some way. I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to stay grateful and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye bye.